Welcome to the Chumash Painted Cave in Santa Barbara. High up in the Santa Ynez Mountains above Santa Barbara, there is this incredible cave that has the most delightful images within it. Now apparently shamans would come here and draw them. The suspicion is that they hallucinated using various psychotropic drugs. This actually is a state park, and they gated the cave a number of years ago to prevent people from going in there and messing them up. But there are dozens of these on private land all around these mountains. It's an easy climb to the cave. There are some well-built stairs, but getting here from Santa Barbara is a bit tricky. Winding road goes back and forth to the very top of the peak. You can see some graffiti from the 1950s and 60s on the rock there. Again, there are dozens of these caves in the mountains, some quite nearby, but on private land. I've had the opportunity over the years to see them. There is that little figure, that little person with the hat on. Very strange thing. The circles with the spokes and the polychrome reds and blacks and whites, very common in Chumash drawings. These holes that you see are possibly just the eroded sandstone. They are interesting though, they seem to be quite regular. So the obvious question is, what's the deal with this cave? Well, it's somewhat isolated. It takes about 20 minutes from Santa Barbara, sometimes a half hour, to go up the little tiny trail roads. Single lane asphalt when you get closer and closer to Painted Cave Road. So in the past, it must have taken quite a long time to trek up from the coast. All right, what's the deal? Well, it turns out that the Chumash were intimately involved with the spiritual realm, and apparently some of their shamans had a close connection with the spiritual ethereal world. The suspicion is that these people would come up to these caves, hang out here for days, probably fast, as I mentioned before, take some hallucinogenic drugs of some type, some psychotropic plants and so forth, and draw images. Some of these images look like the images that we have from the 1960s, 70s hallucinogenic trials where they would have patients take LSD and so forth before it became illegal and draw what they saw. These images seem to be beyond the realm of the real world. It's a world that gets into the spiritual realm, and it's possible that these people were trying to commune with their ancestors. Perhaps they were looking for safe passage over the channel, go into the water, to the Channel Islands for fishing. Perhaps they were just trying to get a feel for what was happening in their life. But apparently, based upon the size of this cave and the other caves, it's possible that maybe two people at the most hung out here. As with many mysterious sites that I've explored around the world, sometimes it's worthwhile to go beyond the actual site into the surrounding terrain to see what still exists, off the beaten track, as it were. At one time, the stream was a very powerful waterway. You can see by the shaped rocks, the rounded structures, and so forth. And every so often, when it rains a lot in California, this picks up. This clearly was the water source for the people or for the person who lived up in that cave and painted those strange images. Painted Cave, high above Santa Barbara in the Santa Ynez Mountains. A wonderful, wonderful place to visit. This is Sal Trento, signing off from Mysterious Places. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, and do subscribe to the channel by pressing the button below. Until next time, Sal Trento with Mysterious Places.